we have to understand that it's true means like storytelling. We are coming together. And you have been in my link, but I never click. Is the title of the title you chose the last time. Yes, when I saw Diaspora, I saw storytelling. I say, hey, this is where I think I can hear something that is interesting for me. You understand? Because it's what we have tried to do since. We have tried to do, and we have tried to do that for the youth. We have some t-shirt called Teaching the Next Generation About Africa. And the event is called Teaching Africa Day, where we bring all kind of material and we bring storyteller as well to talk about Africa. And that is the Africa we know. It's not the one on TV, it's not the one brought by medias and everything, it's the one we know. And we address that day the youth from all different parts. Some people travel even to come to our event, but it's just to tell them, hey, this is what we want to leave you guys. You have to understand that. The Africa we know, the love we have for everything is something we need to transmit to you. Because if we leave it to the media, if we leave it to the TV, they will not do such a great job. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. You brought about 400 games to Chicago. So tell me, how do you package this game in the sense of, is it like in a form of book? Is it like in a form of...
do you have Monopoly at home or Scrabble, or do you have trivia spools? It's not a book. It's a board game. You see? It's a board game. So it's a foldable. Inside you have the board that is folded in 4. And you can open the board like that. And on the board is the map of Africa. It's a 3D map with underneath you have the country. So when you're in South Africa, you can see you're in South Africa, then you cross, you enter, you can enter Mozambique, and then you go Tanzania, you go all around. So it's like a race of knowledge on the continent. You go through different countries, but everywhere you step, you have a question. You have a question like, what is the capital? What Ibadan? Is it the largest city? Let's say largest city, or is it the most populous city in Nigeria? Of course, no, it's Lagos who's the most populous. So you have different questions like that. You have question of history, you have question of geography, you have question of culture, and you have also the main people we know. The main fact about personalities. You have I didn't know, I discovered the mother of Fela, Ramson Kuti, with the Abeokota and all of her political things. So I go in not only in things that will interest people, but I go in personality that people need to go after and look at the history, how they look at the life, at the story, you understand. I have also Caribbean, I have inventors, I have historian. Now also, what I do is I do the game in English and French, because Obey, now you are talking only to the English-speaking people. But have you imagined that in Africa, you have 30 countries speaking French? So if you are learning the story, there's a big part of it that you are missing when you are not speaking French. There's a big part of Africa. So I try to mix things from the Francophone speaking Africa with the Anglophone speaking Africa.
Now, what is the reception of the people? What do you need to say about that? Like, when you expose the people to these stories, to these tools that you have created, because I really look at it as of course, you also use the word tool. When you expose people to this tool, what do they tell you? What do you get as a kind of a feedback?
They love it. There's even one museum curator who say, I dream about it, but I didn't know someone who really sit down and do it. Because a lot of people say it has so much work that is just amazing that you was able to have that concept. I say it took me time, but I think is what we need now is every time we need something, instead of complaining, let's try to see how we can create it. You understand? So is the concept that I have, and when I send it, because I sold it in America, I sold almost 10,000 pieces in America, but there's 2 or 3 people who bought some for Nigeria. I think for Nigeria, it's like around 250 I was able to sell. And in Congo, I have a company who bought like 300 for the employees, gift and things like that. And Senegal, same thing. Senegal, I went even ahead and I created a company in Senegal just to sell the game. And I think they love it. They love the fact that they can learn about other country. And they love the fact that is one thing that is focused on Africa. So I think is welcomed by the population, by the public.
All right, that is fine. There's another interesting part of it that I really want you to spend some time on just now, which is the entrepreneurial part of it. Because, like I've always said here, one thing is to know how to tell story. One thing, all of us actually are storyteller, whether we know it or not.
Mhm.
But to tell stories strategically, not all of us know how to do that. Now, you know this game. You are not the only person that know this game, but you are leveraging it because
Mhm.
you know how to leverage it. That
Mhm.
really is a different. Tell me, how do you manage to learn that entrepreneurial aspect of it so that even though other people might know this same game, but yours is different because you can market it, people can see value in it, and then they can exchange their income for it. Tell me about that.
So what I can say is before he was just an hobby, but then it became a business. Okay. So you have to understand that you have first to give value to what you're saying. Like you have storytelling. You give value to what you are saying and you see the impact in the future. But now you have to be able to transform it to something that you can monetize. That means that you need to sit down and look at what can attract people to your product. What can attract? First, you have the box, you have the color, you have the expression, you have how could I say? There's so much details you have to bring in a box in order for you to sell it. That is in marketing. Okay, when you see a product out there and you want to, what can attract you? You have to work on all of those aspects. Of course, your heart is inside. Whatever you want to transmit is inside your story, inside the box here. But you have to work on the packaging in order for you to make it attractive. That you need to, if you have to take class, if you have to teach yourself, if you have to do some work. I have to learn like things like the design, Adobe Photoshop or Adobe. I have to learn it by myself. I have to go and try to learn it just in order for me to make sure that every time I'm hiring someone to do that, it will not cost me too much money. So I need to do a part of it. And then I have to check. I want my game to be in competition with Monopoly, with Scrabble, with the other game. So how will I study the price of my game? I learn on that too. I learn also how do I approach the store to distribute my game? Which store can distribute my game? Can anyone be addressed? I have to learn on that too. Now I chose a way also is working with parents, because a lot of parents are looking for material to sell to study for the children. Homeschooler and everything are looking for material. What is the best thing then to have the parent doing that for you? Distribute your game. A parent will tell, hey, I've learned so much with this game. I've played with my children, but now they are showing the other family if you play the African memory game with your children, they will learn. They will learn about their identity. They will learn about where they are coming from. They will learn about Africa. So parents start doing that for me through also telling the story. Oh, the lady who has created that, she created that for her children, and she tells the story behind. People are interested because it's human. It's human. They can relate to that.